joining us. I am your girl. I am your host. My name is Alycia, and this is Fabulous Fridays, where we spotlight black owned businesses in our community that are fabulous in the area of food, fashion, fixes, and some businesses are just fun, fun, fun. But before I welcome my first guest, I ask that you like and share this video, let people know that we are on, and help promote our businesses that are here today. So I'm not going to make any announcements like I normally do. I want to jump into our first guest. But before I introduce this guest, because she is a family member, I just want to say that my family roots go deep into Newark. And I don't brag about it, but my family members are actually trailblazers in the city of Newark. My grandfather, my mother's father, was one of the first black police officers in the city of Newark. My family members, my great aunt and cousin, are founding members of the Metropolitan Baptist Church in Newark. And now we're here to talk about my grandmother, a foundation in her name, Mabel Lane. So, without further ado, I want to welcome the president of the Mabel Lane Foundation, Carolyn Hayes. Yay! Yay! Thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm great today, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So you're here to talk about the Mabel Lane Foundation.
Yes.
And before we even talk about the foundation, let's talk about who Mabel Lane was to you and to the community.
Okay. All right. So I am proud to say that Mabel Lane was my mom, your grandmother, and she was very dedicated to her family and the community. She was very active in the Newark Public School system, especially the schools that her children attended, Peshine Avenue School and University High, formerly known as School Within a School.
Okay. And University High School, she was very instrumental of actually getting University High School up and running, correct?
Yes, she was. She was. At University High School, she sat on the parent board, and one of the functions of that board was to collaborate with the administration in interviewing and hiring the incoming teachers of the PTA.
Okay. And for those of you who may not know, University High School, as Carolyn said, Aunt Carolyn said,
It's okay.
it was a school. It was a school within a school. It was actually birthed out of Shabazz.
Correct.
Right.
And
we're not gonna hold anything against those bulldogs, but
so yes, it was birthed out of Shabazz. They had their own. We had our own curriculum, but we participated with the general population when it came to the extracurricular activities, so far as gym and music and that kind of thing.
Okay. So you're actually here not to sell anything, but you're here to give something away. And under the Mabel Lane Foundation, you have a contest coming up. You want to talk about that?
Yes, the contest is a 250 word, excuse me, a 250 word contest for Newark students between the grades of 7 to 10. And the application is open now. The deadline is for December the 3rd, and the winners will receive a $100 gift card
to do their holiday shopping. And the question that's asked on the essay is, how can they
positively affect their community during the holiday season and during the pandemic especially.
Good. So again, the Mabel Lane Foundation is having a holiday essay contest. Students in the Newark Public Schools, grades 7 through 10, can enter to win a chance at a $100 gift certificate to be used for shopping for the holidays. And they just have to answer one simple question: what can they do to positively impact their community during the holidays? And how do they go about finding or applying? Is there a site that they can go to apply for the contest?
Yes, they can go to Facebook at Mabel Lane Foundation, and there they will see a flyer with all the pertinent information pertaining to the contest, and they just need to click the link and apply.
Okay, that's simple.
That's simple.
So that's Mabel Lane.
Lane Foundation.
And again, at the end of the show, not again, but of course at the end of the show, what we'll do is we'll put the link up in our details so that you can find the Mabel Lane Foundation's Facebook page. And you said the deadline again is when?
December the 3rd.
And the winners will be selected on what day?
December the 17th. You will
Okay.
be notified. So make sure your application is completely filled out with all of your information so we can contact you.
Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to actually give to the Mabel Lane Foundation to support our efforts in, giving away gift certificates and the other things that are coming up in the future, I don't know if you want to talk about, what the foundation was established for, but how can they go about giving?
They can give at Cash App $ Mabel Lane Foundation.
Okay, that's very simple.
Yes, very simple, very simple.
And what's the future for the Mabel Lane Foundation beyond the essay contest?
Our plans are to have a speaker series where we come in and educate the youth on different topics, so far as financial literacy, emotional literacy, entrepreneurship. It's a variety of things that we plan to offer. And then we plan to have a scholarship awarded, well, more than one scholarship awarded at the end of the year toward enrichment over the summer.
Okay, because one point,
exposure is everything. I'm sorry.
Right, no, sorry. At one point, there were scholarships that were given out in my grandmother's name, both at Petshine Avenue School and University High School, correct?
Correct. At Petshine, the PTA established a civic award that was awarded annually, and at University High, a scholarship was awarded to a deserving senior. Okay, and so what we've done to continue the dedicated efforts is those honors were revamped into the Mabel Lane Foundation.
Great. Well, thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks
and again,
for having me.
If you have a student in the North Public Schools between the grades of 7 to 10, and you would like them to have a chance at winning a $100 gift certificate for their holiday shopping, just have them go to the Mabel Lane Foundation Facebook page and enter into the short essay contest. Well, thank you for coming to the show, Carolyn.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back. We're going to commercial, but while we go to commercial, get your popcorn, your drinks, because we have about 3 other guests. So go be fabulous, and we'll see you in a few. Thank you. See, that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That was good. Are we on? Oh, open the door. Oh, we're on. Oh, okay. Thank you for coming back and joining us for Fabulous Fridays. I'm your girl, I'm your host. My name is Alycia, and this is where we spotlight black owned businesses that are fabulous in the area of food, fashion, fitness, and fixes, and some businesses are just fun, fun, fun. So I'd like to welcome my next guest to the show, Jasmine Gordon. Hey, Jazz.
Hey.
And she is the owner of Jazzy Main's Hair Care Products, correct?
Yes.
Thanks for coming to Fabulous Fridays.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, how are you?
Honestly, I'm tired. It's been a long week,
It's
but
been a long week.
I'm super excited. I have my first pop-up shop tomorrow,
Yes,
so I'm
you
really
have a
excited
pop-up
about
shop
that.
too. Yes, good for you. So let's jump into well, before we get started, you say you're super tired. So I want people to know, like, outside of your hair care line, you're also an educator
Yes.
in the city of Newark.
Yes.
Yes. What subject do you teach?
So I'm a full-time special education teacher for history at North Star Academy. I teach grade levels 9 through 12, and I'm going into my third year, so super exciting.
Good for you. And your hair care products, like, how did you get into hair care products? You're a teacher, and you started this, what, last year?
I actually started before. I started in college.
Okay.
No one knows I'm a very cheap person, and in college,
Oh, I know you're a cheap person.
money was really tight, so I was going to the beauty supply store like every week, like once a week, to buy different hair products, and I got tired of doing that. So I jumped on YouTube. I started researching, and I found different things to experiment with. So I started experimenting to see what works, what doesn't work. I did trial and error, and then I took it from there. But when I got home after graduation, I kind of just like let it die out because I started North Star, and it was a lot of work. And then when the pandemic happened, I had so much time because I was teaching via Zoom. So
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is so much free time. It's like, you might as well get into it. And I got into it. So I sent out samples for like a month to my friends. They loved this. I'm like, okay, maybe I can send it to other people. And this is how
It
my
took
baby was
off.
born.
Good for you. So let's talk about some of the products that you have here on display. I really like this. This is the growth formula,
Hmm.
and it really works, people. I was going through a stressful period in my life about a year ago, and I noticed that my hair was thinning in a certain spot. So I purchased Jazzy's hair growth oil, and it worked. Like, that spot is starting to thicken up again. So you want to tell us about the products that you have here?
Yeah, so the first three products I don't have my hot oil treatment here, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I only started with three products: the hot oil treatment, the growth oil, and the shampoo bar. Everything is Ayurvedic based. So meaning it's Indian medicinal herbs. So we have like Brahmi, Amla, Neem, Shikakai. I hope that's how you
All
pronounce
the
it.
stuff we got to look up to see what it is.
Yes, it's completely healthy for your hair. So when I made the products, I also wanted to be different. So I observed like the market at the time, and everyone seems to use the same things. They sell
Okay.
the same thing, and I have to ask myself, well, what is going to make me
Right.
stand out?
Mhm.
And so that's what makes me stand out. All the oils are very lightweight, so they mimic the natural oils we already produce. So
Okay.
it's not something that's heavy because me personally, I don't like to use heavy oils. I
Right.
really can't.
Right.
So that's how I got started with this. And then shampoo, I hate shampoo because it used to dry my hair out.
Right.
So I never found the right shampoo.
Right.
So for like a year, I stopped using shampoo and I was co-washing. And I experimented with the shampoo bar, and I learned, I'm like, oh, it's making my hair feel very clean, detangled. And that's how that came about, because wash day used to be terrible.
And just explain to them your hair type, because I believe we have the same hair type. I know you have braids in right now, but you have a hair full of head. I mean, a head full of hair, and it tangles easily, quickly.
Yes.
So
For me, my curl pattern has changed over the years. It has gotten looser as my hair has
been trained over the years, but in the back, a lot of my curls tend to
Lock up.
tingle like
Mhm.
this, and so it's hard for me to detangle. My hair dries pretty quickly, so
Mhm.
everything I need to do it while my hair is wet.
Right.
So when I made the shampoo bar, it was just like, wow, my hair is detangled. It's soft.
Mhm.
It's lasting. It would dry out really fast too, so I would have to co-wash every 2 days, and that's what led me to make a leave-in conditioner. Like, how can I leave my hair moisturized? How can I keep it moisturized?
Right.
That was trial and error. It took me probably about 2 months to get the formula down pat.
Good
And
for you.
once I got it down pat, it was just like, wow, this is amazing. I think the first time I realized it might be the one,
Mhm.
I left my hair away for 2 to 3 weeks, and when I took my hair out, it still felt like I just
Wow.
washed it.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there are very lightweight butters in there. It's no shea butter. Shea butter is really
Really
heavy.
heavy. Right.
So the butters in there are muro butter and Kupa cow. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but it's another lightweight butter. So it doesn't sit on the hair, it doesn't make it feel heavy, and it's
Mhm.
easily absorbed by the hair too.
Yeah, that's important for your hair to actually absorb the product.
hmm And keep the moisture in.
Right.
Um,
And then this right here, like I see, so when I come over to visit, I see a lot of this around in like
yes.
big jars. And it looks like tea. It looks delicious, but I
It
know
smells
you can't drink
delicious.
it. What is it?
So I'm working on the second line, a hibiscus lemonade line.
Okay.
So this is my original line, my original Jazzy Means, and the second line I'm having the works is the hibiscus lemonade line.
Mhm.
So this is another oil, but it's especially for people who have dry scalp or if they have itchy scalps.
Mhm.
So for me, I prefer that oil over this one.
Oh, okay.
Very
Can I
lightweight.
smell it?
Yeah, you can. It has completely different carrier oils, completely different herbs, completely different essential oils.
Oh, that
So
smells so good. It smells just like lemonade or lemon cookies, lemon
Yes.
sugar cookies.
It has lemon, orange, and tangerine.
I'm hungry.
And that's also the reaction. So essential oils lift your spirit up, and these are some of the essential oils that lift your spirits up.
Okay.
So sometimes I need that before I go to bed or before I leave the house, and so that really helps.
Nice.
Everything's different about it, but it still works just like our original main growth oil.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to purchase the items, because I know like they're reasonably priced. Like I know this is $12, right? I know my way. Did you
We
go up?
upped it. We upped it to
Oh.
15.
Oh.
But I do offer deals for everything to
Okay.
still be reasonable.
Okay.
When we first came out, everything was so low.
Right.
And
You
after
don't
my
wanna sell-
year
Right.
after my year
exactly.
anniversary, I did raise it by $3. But still, so we don't break the pocket.
Mhm.
I do have an oil bundle, so you can get both oils, the hibiscus lemonade. I do have a moisture bundle, which is the shampoo, main growth oil, and conditioner for $35. When I first came out, I had a 3 for 30 deal with the
I
hot oil
remember that,
treatment, the
right.
shampoo bar, and the oil. I just put that back on the site for my 1 year anniversary.
And
so
what is your site?
my website is www.jazzymeans.com.
And can you spell that, please?
Jazzy Means is spelled JAZZYMANES.com.
Okay. And do you have a Facebook page, Instagram?
I only have Instagram.
Okay.
Mommy, you need to start working on a Facebook page. But no, I only have Instagram. So we're on Instagram at Jazzy Means _. So it's JAZZYMANES _. So hopefully we do get into Facebook. It's just difficult to learn.
I know, but you need to get into Facebook for us older folks. Like,
I know.
Facebook is, you know.
Transparently, I don't like social media.
Okay.
Like I don't like social media. I'm at the age where I just want
So you
be
you
in the
hire
moment.
somebody to do it for you. You don't have to
This
necessarily
is
do it.
my baby.
Uh-huh. But
I know how I am with her.
Right.
And I
But
don't.
it's a business.
I know.
And I see your business grow. Your business has grown because actually your products are in a store in Chicago, correct? You want
Yes.
to talk about that?
Yes, actually. This is my first time like having products in store out of state, especially because I'm from Jersey. I don't
Mhm.
really travel much. So that was really exciting to see, to have someone believe in me. They really like the shampoo bar, so that
Mhm.
was really good to hear because the shampoo bar is my favorite as well. So I'm just hoping that like I expand to reach more people and
Right.
I can get on more shelves
Right.
in the future.
Okay. So that's why you need to hire people to help you get there. You can't do it all
know.
by yourself.
I know.
Okay. But anyway, once again, what's the website that people can go to purchase the product?
Okay, so you can go to JAZZYMANES.com. And we just restocked this morning as well.
Okay.
So there should be some things left on the site.
And you'll also have some stuff at, okay, so not to get confused with the pop-up shop that's taking place here at the New Hope Baptist Church tomorrow, but there's another pop-up shop that Jazzy's having, and where's that located, just in case, you know, you're in that area?
I don't know the address from the top of my head. It is in Elizabeth. I
Okay.
believe it's 1169 Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Okay. What
That
street?
that's not even a street. So I would have to say I'm so
Okay.
sorry. That's not even a street. Okay.
Well, is that information on your Instagram
yes,
page?
the,
Okay.
the information
all right.
is on my Instagram
So look,
page.
before, look, don't go there first. You come to New Hope Baptist Church
Yes.
first tomorrow at
Yes.
11 o'clock. and spend your money here first, and then you
Yes.
go over to Jazzy's pop-up shop.
Yes, my pop-up shop is from 1 to 5, so come here
Okay,
first.
yeah.
And I
Okay.
can share the address with you as well.
Yeah,
I'm so
you
sorry.
give it to me. I'll put it out there.
Okay, that's
All right,
fine.
it's
That
enough
works.
business for everybody. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And we are going to take a break, and we'll be back with our next guest. So go be fabulous right now, and we'll see you back in about 5 minutes. Bye. Bravo. Nice.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming back, everybody, to Fabulous Fridays. I'm here with my next guest, who actually is my uncle, saxophonist Bradford Hayes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Miss
Yeah,
Warner.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it. You have, you're a jazz musician
Yes.
who's opened up for people such as Max Roach, Pieces of a Dream. You played at Tavern on the Green. You played at Birdland, which I need to get back to. So, you know, if somebody wants to take me to Birdland, I gladly accept. The Beacon Theater.
Yeah.
You've also played for the late, great Babatunde.
Yeah, I played with him 15 years.
15 years, wow. And I
Yeah.
think you were like the musical
I was
director.
the music director for the last 7 years of his life before
Right.
he passed away in 2003.
Nice. And I remember, I think I was, I don't know, maybe 15 at the time when Nelson Mandela was released from prison and he came over to New York, and my dad took me to, you know, the big parade that they had for him, but you actually had the opportunity to play.
Yeah, we played for him when they brought him to Yankee Stadium that day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He
So
was
tell me,
standing right next to me.
right, because there's a picture
Amazing.
of you, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that experience.
Well, in my life, that's one of the greatest accomplishments I've had musically because of what he stood for and what he meant to the world, really, not just the South Africans. You know, I played with Babatunde, Olatunji, like I said, for 15 years, and I met a lot of people, Desmond Tutu, a lot of people from playing with Baba. Baba was from
Desmond
Lagos,
Tutu.
Nigeria,
Okay.
and I met a lot of people during that 15-year tenure with him. And I did all this while I was teaching school.
Right. So you're an educator,
Yeah.
or you were an educator. You're retired in the
Yes.
North Public Schools.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you taught music, correct?
I taught music.
Anybody famous that you taught?
Wyclef Jean was one of my students.
Right.
Praz, the other kid from the Fugees, they were
Mhm.
both in the band when I taught at Bellsbrook High School.
Okay.
My first teaching job.
I remember when you were
Yeah.
taught at Bellsburg.
Yeah.
So how did you get into jazz, into the music world?
Well, jazz was late for me because I grew up on a farm in Dinwiddie County, Virginia,
Okay.
and we listened to mostly we heard Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, of course, because they were African American musicians who crossed over. And most of the radio stations that we listened to were white radio stations. So I grew up with Chicago, the Doobie Brothers, you know, and all the other stuff that I heard outside of that. I had relatives that lived in Baltimore, Maryland, and they used to come down and bring stuff that I wasn't going to hear, other than any black music. The first jazz musician I heard was Grover Washington Jr.
Okay.
through one of my cousins who came down to hear a record.
Okay.
And it still hadn't happened because I was still having fun and partying like all the other youngsters in my generation. But I didn't really get into jazz music until I was about 20 years old.
Okay.
I was a student at North Carolina A&T State University. And the chairman of the department, Dr. Ted McDaniels, he said, he heard me play, and he said, you need to come hang out with me. And he took me to this little small hole-in-the-wall joint in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And the first real jazz group I ever heard play live was Woody Shaw,
Okay.
who was also a Newarker who went to Arts High School.
Okay.
And he had a great band. And some of those people became my friends once I came up here. You know, once I got out of college and came up here. That was the first real live jazz band I had ever heard.
And do you just play the saxophone, or do you
I
play
played the
other-
saxophone, a little flute, but I played soprano saxophone and baritone saxophone as well, a little piano.
Okay. And
You
your
know.
wife she plays classical piano, correct?
She plays violin, and she also plays a little piano.
And your son is a jazz singer.
He's a
So
singer.
you
My
got a
son
lot of-
Morris. My son Morris was a participant of Jazz House Kids up in Montclair with Christian
See,
McBride
my
and
aunt
Melissa
plays
Walker.
classical piano. My cousin is a jazz singer.
Yeah. I'm trying to get him to come out and do a little bit more, but he's going more into the artistic side. He's a great artist.
He is. He is.
So he wants to go into the actual painting,
Painting,
and
right.
that side of it. He used to make cakes and stuff, and we used, out of cardboard. I was going to get the knife and cut them. It looked so real. I wanted to cut it needed.
He's definitely talented. He's a
Yeah.
talented artist.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your jazz career, and well, not your career, but what you have to offer. I know you do this wonderful Black History program
Yes, I
with
do.
jazz music. You want to talk about that?
I do a Black History Month program, and since we're based in Newark,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I do it in Newark, I try to feature the music of Newark musicians. Woody Shaw, Wayne Shorter, Gretchen Marco III.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hank Mobley, even though he grew up in Elizabeth, he was still considered as a Newarker. It's very important that we do those kind of things. Newarkers have a rich jazz history,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, over the years, that has weaned and people have forgotten.
Right.
And what we try to do, I just did a concert at NJ Pack this past Sunday with my friend and brother, the great Donald Brayton, who's also a saxophonist. He's a tenor saxophonist.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a children's jazz series for WBGO radio station downtown, but it was a part of the TD Bank James Moody Jazz Festival.
Right.
And, one of the discussions that we had with the audience was the importance of exposure of this music to our children.
Right.
Because our children are hearing everything, Fetty Wap and all this other crazy. I mean, we all did it. Our parents looked at us like, what are they listening to?
Right.
Just because we weren't listening to what they listened to.
Right.
And every generation it changes. But it doesn't mean that you're supposed to forget where you come from or your roots of what started everything.
Right.
I mean, a lot of youngsters, they think that rap and hip hop is an original art form in the United States. And my father he served in Korea, the Korean conflict, but he was stationed in London.
Mm-hmm.
And when it first started coming out, I said, Daddy, listen to this. He said, that's not new. He said, the DJs over in England used to do that on the radio. He said it was a crude version of it. He said, but they used to do that. That's not original.
Right.
So when you look at originality in the United States, you have to really look at jazz, because jazz is really the only true art form that came
Right.
out of this country.
Right.
I mean, you got people that come to NJ Pack and go all these major concert halls, and they want to hear Bach and Beethoven. Bach and Beethoven, they never came to America. All that's European.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing original about that from here.
Right.
But jazz is our original music, and our children are just not exposed to it enough, and it has to be kept alive.
Well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Like, how do you get children to be interested in jazz music? Thankfully, I come from a musical family, so I've been exposed. My father take me to different places, and then I have to hear you play while I'm talking to my aunt on the phone. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
So I was exposed to jazz music, but how do you get kids interested? Because I even know my kids are grown, and most of the time I listen to jazz in the car, like that's all I'm listening to. And they're like, do we have to hear this again? Yes, I like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the main thing I can tell all parents I suggest you do is we got a great jazz station, one of the was world recognized, world renowned radio stations, WBGO, Jazz 88, 88.3 on your FM radio dial. That is one way you start to get them exposed. You start letting them hear it, because they're going to hear all the other stuff.
Right.
They're going to hear it in school all day. They're going to hear it as they're walking down the street. But the thing is, you have to know where to take them to so they can go listen to it. And parents, you have to expose your children to it, because it's a part of their completion. It's not all about one type of music. I always taught my students, I taught for 31 years here in Newark, and I always taught my students that every type of music you listen to affects you differently. And if you want to be a well-rounded person, you listen to a little bit of all of it. Because I listen to hip-hop, I listen to all of that. I was a kid, and I partied to rap and all of that before it went in the direction that it's gone in now.
I don't know if you remember, back in the 80s, there was no such thing as an R&B station and a hip-hop. We had one station, and they played all kinds of music.
They played all kinds of music. And the other thing that changed, Alycia, was when we were children, your aunt and I were children, We listened on the radio what our parents listened to.
Okay.
Somewhere in the 80s, somewhere in there, it switched over, and the kids became the people who decided what's on the radio. And when it happened like that, we have certain people, quote unquote, and I don't want to down anybody or down anything, but they allowed 4 or 5 people to become millionaires, almost billionaires, so they could just saturate the community with certain things. And the things that make us think, that bring us together, they try to push it away, quote unquote establishment. And I taught in Newark, and I saw the hip hop generation take over, and I saw the use of musical instruments in the classroom become less important. Now, the same people who are stressing this, who live in the suburbs, they're making sure that their children play instruments,
Right.
because they understand that it's a part of their overall being, who they're going to be and how of their growth.
Right, and it's well, it's not strange that you say that, but I go to the Montclair Jazz Festival every year. So of course with COVID this past year they did things a little differently. So the one Sunday that I attended, they had the Jazz House kids there, and 99% of the kids were, a different nationality. I only saw one African American child up there, and it concerned me. It really concerned me to a point where I think I had texted Pastor Card and was like, look, we need to implement a music program right here at the New Hope Baptist Church. We have some wonderful musicians here that can teach our children, and we need to start, exposing them and teaching them and giving them the tools that they need to play the instruments. Like, who's going to be our next musicians in the church if we don't teach them?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Melissa Walker and Chris McBride, they're in charge of that Jazz House kids, and they do an excellent job. They do an excellent job, and they're only going to teach who comes to them.
Right.
You can't blame them for it, because they only can teach who comes to them.
But the parents,
Yeah, but I
thought
mean,
it important for their children to attend.
And then NJ Pack had a Jazz for Teens program. They still have it, but it's not geared. It's not drawing our children to it, because most of the children who are coming to those programs have some level of skill. And if you've taken it out of the school system, which in Newark, when I came into Newark, I'd say 90% of the schools, started teaching at 83, not in the fall of 83. I'd say about 90% of the public schools had music programs. And right now, if you got 30% of them that have music programs, you're lucky.
Mr. Leon, you hear that? That's
Yeah.
one of the things. I mean, you could be a champion. You could get music back into the schools, into our Newark public schools.
Yeah, he's doing what the budget allowed.
Right.
That's what he's doing. I can't even blame Roger for that either.
Right.
I've known him. We've been around for a long time. And when you're combating a music that's played in a community that doesn't require instruments, you got an argument there. It's an argument. Why would we keep putting the money into that, if what they're doing doesn't require them to learn how to play that?
Right.
You see, but it was established. Like I said, you can make 4 or 5 millionaires if you destroy a whole community. You can destroy a whole community, and that creativeness that goes with that community.
Right.
And this is basically what has happened. A lot of people are going to disagree and say, "Oh, Hayes, no, I was in there for 31 years, and I witnessed certain things, and I watched it, and I didn't question why it was happening, because it was happening, and I understood why it was happening. I didn't question it. I mean, it's just like the young lady you just had on. She teaches history.
Right.
Now, over the years, I saw them stop teaching history. They stopped teaching history because if you understand history, when you see it coming at you again, you understand how to deal with it.
Right.
But if you don't know it happened, you don't. It's new to you when it's coming, and you don't know how to deal with it. And this is exactly where we are in society. This is where we are now. And we got leaders, and a lot of people with the title leaders, they haven't stepped up to the plate and said, okay, we're going to correct this. you know. But I don't want to get too far political
Yeah,
with
so
this.
let's
'Cause
let's
this
go
is
back to
what
the
happens.
music.
Music, it always gets
So
political.
speaking of creativeness, let's talk about your creativeness. You have 2 CDs that you can
Yeah.
find on Apple Tunes. One
I-
of them, actually, I have one here.
Yeah,
The
I actually
Jazz Life.
have. I actually have 3 out
3,
and a
okay.
compilation CD that I'm on.
Okay.
But you know, it's 2 basically that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, other 2 are out of print. But the one you got right there, the Jazz Life, is the latest one I did.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to Amazon and buy it,
Okay.
or you can go to my website
And buy it.
and buy it.
Okay. Or you could download it off of Apple
O-
iTunes.
Off of Apple iTunes.
Mhm.
But you know, some kind of way, you know, we don't get money from that too
Got
much.
you. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you go to Amazon. If you go to my website, www.bradfordhayes.com,
Mm-hmm.
there's a page that will allow you to purchase it. It'll
Okay.
take you the link right directly to Amazon. And you
Gotcha.
can buy it,
Okay.
and I'll see the money.
Oh. Got you. Okay. That's www.bradfordhayes.com,
That's
correct?
BRADFORDHAYES.
Now you're also available for holiday parties and birthday parties and correct.
Anything you got, weddings. I did a
And
birthday
usually
party.
you have a whole band with you.
Yeah, I usually have a whole band.
A
And any
trio
size
or
you need. If
quartet,
you need a
right.
big band,
Uh-huh.
a trio, a jazz, a quartet, a quintet, a septet, sextet, whatever you need, I got it.
Okay, and again, if somebody wants to book you for their event, they can go to your website.
They can go to my website. My website has a EPK, electronic press kit.
Okay.
You can hire me there. You can do everything. You can download pictures. You can see my bio. You can hear music. Everything you need to hire Bradford is on that website.
Okay, now what happens if I want you to come back and help, like maybe volunteer some time and work with the kids here?
I work with the kids, but I don't know about the volunteer
Oh,
part.
see.
Hey, COVID affected everybody.
Come on, Uncle Bradford, cut me a deal. Jeez.
Hey, I'll cut you some slack.
A slack, not a deal. Okay, well, once again, give your website. You have a Facebook page as well, correct?
Yes, it's saxophonist Bradford Hayes, and I have a regular Facebook page, Bradford Hayes, and I have saxophonist Bradford Hayes, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on
Oh,
Twitter,
you on Instagram and
I'm
Twitter?
on LinkedIn,
Go
I'm on
ahead.
everything. I'm on. If you go to my website, I don't care the language you speak. My website is in 5 languages.
Oh,
It translates to 5 different languages:
okay.
Japanese, German, English, French, and Spanish.
Music is music, right?
Everybody, hey, I'm doing worldwide. We're going international.
Okay, good
That's
for
what
you.
we're doing, you know.
Okay, well, thank you for coming to the show. You want to play something? You want to play us out?
Yeah,
While
I'll
we
play
go to our
something
next
out.
break, we're going to come back with our cookie lady, but Bradford Hayes will play us out before we take a break.
All right.
Nice. Thank you. We are back with Fabulous Fridays, and I'm here with my last guest, Lisa Adams. I call her the Cookie Lady, but she's the owner of Sweet Ladies Oatmeal Cookies LLC, correct?
Correct.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming to Fabulous Fridays.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your oatmeal cookies because they look so good. Everybody, this display was up the whole time we were in studio, and I just want to bite into one of these cookies. But before we start tasting the cookies, how did you get into the cookie business, and
Right.
why
so,
oatmeal cookies?
Okay, so originally I started baking around maybe 10 years ago, like 10, maybe 11 years ago. And I was doing a whole bunch of different things like cheesecakes and cupcakes and pretty much everything, chocolate covered strawberries, everything. And then, you know, when you first start out on a business, the things like everything, the excitement is all up there, but then it kind of dwindles down a little bit. So that kind of discouraged me and I stopped. I just let it go. And then like 3 years ago, I was working full time. I'm a mother of 3, so I was working full time. And I was still struggling financially. And one of my friends said, why don't you start baking again? And I said, well, it took too much time, too much, you know, money with inventory and stuff like that. So she asked me what my bestseller was, which was always the oatmeal cookies.
Okay.
So she said, how about you focus on that? And 3 years later, I'm
Here
here.
you are. So you're home based,
I am.
but you actually ship
I ship
and
anywhere
you
in the
drop
U.S.
off, you deliver.
I deliver locally in Patterson. I'm from Patterson.
Okay.
I deliver locally in Patterson. You can pick up from me if you're in my area. And I also ship anywhere.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the flavors that we have here. You also do a cookie dough.
Yeah, if you want the dough and you want to bake it yourself, I can provide that also.
Okay. So this is when I saw this, my eyes got so big. This is like red velvet oatmeal.
Yeah, that's my
cookie.
newest bestseller. You can try it. That's my newest bestseller.
Well, we'll talk about them first, and then we'll try them.
So I have one base recipe,
Okay.
and that's, you know, everyone loves it. And I just have a wide variety of different fillers, all the chocolates, all the berries, all the nuts, peanut butter, Nutella, pumpkin spice, snickerdoodle, all those
Okay.
things, all in oatmeal form.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I could just go to your site, which
Absolutely.
is
www.sweetladiesOatmealCookies.com.
okay, and just select whatever
Whatever you want.
creation I want, and you'll make that
Whatever you want.
creation.
Yep.
And how do you sell it?
I have pre selections there.
Okay.
But if there's a combination that you don't see that you want, you can there's another option there to create your own, and I can do that for you.
Okay, and you sell them in batches of how much?
Batches of a dozen for
A dozen,
20.
okay.
For $20.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And what flavor is this one?
So in that bag, that's what's on the plate here. That's oatmeal, white chocolate, coconut, and almond. That's that one. This one there's a variety of different kinds in here.
What's in that bag?
And this one is the oatmeal red velvet. Anyone in the studio, you're welcome to try as well. So this one is just the regular oatmeal
they're
chocolate
cute.
chip.
Look at oh, they're so soft. Oh my gosh, they are really soft.
This one is the cranberry and almond is another bestseller.
This one.
This
I'm in
is
heaven, everybody.
chocolate chip and walnut.
Oh yeah. What else you got? What else you got in the bag?
This is this is a very berry. It's one of my signature things. It is as cranberries, golden raisins, and dried cherries.
So how far in advance should they order, especially for like holiday orders?
For holiday orders, I would say about a week.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And how much is the shipping?
it depends on where you are.
Okay, got you. There's a little bug in here. trying to
White
get-
chocolate and macadamia nut.
Okay.
That's another best.
All right. So we are going to start tasting these
And then red
cookies.
velvet.
I'm going to put them right here on the table. And I still have some people in my studio, or actually in my office. We're in my office today. We did something new today. Do you like the look, everybody? Let us know if you like the new look. And shout out to Field House Entertainment for being our video production company today.
Woo!
All right, so this is,
That's
which one
chocolate
is this?
chip. Oatmeal chocolate chip.
Oatmeal chocolate chip. What did you say? The bag? I told you because you don't have to whisper. How much is the bag of assorted cookies?
This one is it's also 20, and you get a dozen, and you just get
It's
you
just
can choose
the
3 or
flavors.
4 different
So,
kinds. Yeah.
Jazzy, you want to come and everybody, you could just
like-
come and take a taste of the cookie. Okay, well we can open that one up too.
They look delicious.
Thank you.
It's a fat girl's dream.
She's
Oh
excited.
my gosh, this is so good. So do your children help you bake?
My daughter actually, my daughter, she's 16, but
Mhm.
she's away at school. She actually got a scholarship to go to a boarding school in
Good for
Massachusetts.
her.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, she's away. But my boys are 4 and 5. They do more. They try to help, but you know they make more mess than anything.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Thank you so much.
Not too sweet.
No, it's not
I
too
need a
sweet.
napkin. Jazzy, I want to try one of the red velvet ones still. So
They
you
are
do that.
sugar free, so I do have a lot of diabetic customers
See,
that
okay,
come
you
to
can have
me.
a cookie. Oh, sorry, Aunt Carolyn. Oh, you didn't hear that. Pretend you didn't hear that. Would you like a cookie, Aunt Carolyn? Okay.
She said after there's a certain date she's waiting for. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're
Okay.
fasting? Okay. Uncle Bradford, can you? These are really good.
Thank you.
So what's
That's the
your
top.
next?
Don't get full on that.
I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna eat another one. I need a napkin.
I mean,
There's some tissue. There's a box of tissue on my desk over there. Oh, you're gonna get a napkin. Okay, what's here? Now, which one is this again?
that's it's white chocolate,
I
coconut,
don't
and
want to
almond.
mess up your display, but
That's fine.
okay.
It's white chocolate, almond, and coconut.
Cameraman, would you like to taste some cookies? You can come in here and taste some cookies. Good.
Good. Thank you. Which one would you like? You don't care. This chocolate chip.
Let's see if the staff want to come in here. Carol! Yeah, we put the cookie in the. These are really good.
Thank you.
So what's next? Are you looking to like open
I
up
am-
a store? Or?
Yes, I am looking to open a cookie shop.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm working on now. But as I'm learning, there's so much to do behind the scenes. Like baking cookies is easy, but the paper trail, the legal stuff,
Right.
oh my gosh, there's so much to learn. So I'm really focused on making myself a better businesswoman.
Okay.
So I can successfully open my cookie shop.
Thank you.
Hopefully this next year.
If you don't mind, I could put you in connection. We actually had a guest on here, like one of my first shows, and they do banana pudding. They have
Okay.
a brick and mortar in Belleville.
Okay,
They
I
have
think I
their
heard of
stuff
them.
in ShopRite,
I heard
and I
them.
just spoke to them yesterday, and they're going to be in 1700 7-Elevens. So if you want, I can put you in contact because that's like he wants to give back. He's interested in like helping other business owners get to the
Yeah.
next level. So I can share that information with you.
That would be awesome.
Okay, I'll do that.
That would be awesome.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
And I need to know now, why aren't you coming to the pop-up shop tomorrow? Because
So I'm not coming to the pop-up shop tomorrow because I like a day or two before I found out about your pop-up shop, I told my family that they're doing a get-together in
Okay.
Piscataway.
We'll give
So
you
I
a
told them
pass.
I would be there.
Okay. But these cookies are really good. They need to be
Thank
sold
you.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
So again, that's Lisa Adams, the owner of Sweet Ladies, excuse me, I'm still chewing, Oatmeal Cookies LLC.
Yes.
And again, how can they find your webpage, your Facebook page?
I am on Facebook, Sweet Ladies Oatmeal Cookies. I'm also on Instagram at Sweet Ladies Oatmeal Cookies. And I have a website, www.sweetladies.oatmealcookies.com. Oh, one announcement. I am a semi-finalist on the Sisters in Business
Right.
pitch
Thank
competition.
you. I was supposed to announce it, right? And we
Yeah.
need people to go vote. So
I
how can they
need-
do
yeah,
that?
so there are 5 semi-finalists, and we are whoever gets the most votes gets the last finalist spot, and we get to compete against the other finalists. So you can vote at www.sibexpo.us/pitch PITCH.
And I'll put that information
And,
up on
Yeah,
Facebook.
you can vote for me, Lisa Adams. Voting actually ends tonight at 11:59. So please go and vote
Go
for
vote,
me.
everybody.
Yeah.
Good for you. Congratulations.
That grand prize money will really
Yes,
help me. I need that.
congratulations. I
Thank
hope
you.
you win.
For the voting is www.sibexpo.us/pitch.
Okay. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for coming to
Thank
Fabulous
you for
Fridays.
having me. It was fun.
And this concludes our show. Real quickly, we are having a holiday pop-up shop tomorrow with Black-owned businesses. I can't never get the name right, and I came up with the name. But anyway, it'll be Black business owners here, vendors selling their products. And we have over 30 vendors. They'll be in a parking lot tomorrow. That's November 13th. From 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we want you to come out and support. It'll be so much fun. We have things out there for the children. We're going to give away free gifts every hour. So just come out, see what's going on, buy that Christmas item, and you bring a friend, a family member. And once again, thank you for joining us. I am your girl. I am your host. My name is Alycia. This is Fabulous Fridays. Go be fabulous. Go support a Black-owned business. See you next week.
Bye.